President Emmanuel Macron admits he doesn't need an apology from Prime Minister Anthony Albanese as the pair put a 10-month diplomatic rift between the nations behind them. Live to political reporter Andrea Crothers. Andrea, how was the first formal meeting?
Well, Tim, there was plenty of smiles going around as the two met for the first time face-to-face for this formal meeting. So Anthony Albanese and his partner Jodie Hayden, they turned up to the Elysee Palace, which is the residence of the French president. They met Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte there. They kissed, they hugged. The president kissed Jodie's hand before then winking to the cameras and delivering joint remarks together. So this is after, of course, the saga, the $90 billion contract with the French shipbuilding company Naval Group, which was sunk by the Morrison government. This caused this big diplomatic rift, which has lasted the last 10 months, and things really escalated when the French president labelled Scott Morrison a liar on the international stage. So today, both leaders keen to put things behind them, move on towards a more productive future. Mr Macron also saying that he did not need an apology.
Well, we speak about the future, not the past. He's not responsible of what happened.
So, Tim, this was a very symbolic meet between the two in front of the media today. Mr Albanese making it clear the type of leader he wants to be.
Australia's relationship with France matters. Trust, respect and honesty matters. This is how I will approach my relations.
So the two actually discussed a range of things. So defence and security, this obviously links back to the current issues with the geopolitical issues of particularly the war in Ukraine at the moment. Also discussed climate change. Now, this is something which Anthony Albanese has been keen to take to all world leaders since taking office, talking about this new approach through his government and something which he says is actually making it easier to progress an EU free trade deal. The next round of negotiations due to take place before October. They also discussed education and culture, so about the arts. Anthony Albanese also tonight, whilst in Paris, went to an official exhibition with an Australian Indigenous artist.
Yes, absolutely, and it looks postcard-like behind you there, Andrea, and just after 11 p.m. at night. What's next? We're off to next.
Well, he has wrapped up his things now whilst in Europe. So he was in Spain for the NATO summit, now in Paris for this particular meet with Emmanuel Macron. There is still speculation as to whether he will accept that invitation to go to Kyiv to visit the war-torn country of Ukraine while here. We know this is something which is being pushed for by Ukraine's president as well as their ambassador to Australia more locally. Now, I do understand that Ukraine's ambassador to Australia is back in his home country currently. Still uncertain, though, as to whether Anthony Albanese will be making that visit. We do know if he is to, it's likely this will be kept under wraps for security reasons. So there might be an embargo on it per se. We might not be able to say he's actually there until after he's visited.
And what are you doing next? Where are you off to?
Oh, look, Tim, there are quite a few nice bistros and bars around the corner, so we might go pack our camera kit away and test out a bit of the local produce.
All right, we want a full report. Thanks, Andrea. Have a good night.